If you're over 60 and you walk every day, there's something nobody has probably ever told you. And once you understand it, you'll never look at your routine the same way again. Because yes, walking seems like enough, it feels good. It even makes you think you're doing the right thing. But the reality is different. Walking does not stop what is happening inside your body right now. Even if you don't notice it, even if you feel active, after 60 and especially after menopause, women can lose up to 3% of their muscle mass every year. Before menopause that loss was 1%, but the drop in estrogen accelerates that process significantly. And that keeps happening even if you don't skip a single day of walking. The problem is that this loss gives no warning. At first it doesn't hurt, but it adds up. And by the time you realize it, there's already less strength, less stability. And something more dangerous, feeling unsure when you move. That's where the falls, the stumbles, and the dependence begin. And the most uncomfortable part is this: many women think they're doing enough when in reality they're falling short. But it's not about doing more, or spending hours training. It's about doing the right thing. Your body can still recover strength, stability, and control, but only if it gets the right stimulus. And there are specific exercises that almost no woman does, that completely change how you move, how you feel, and how your body ages. Stay with me, because what comes next could be the difference between keeping your independence or starting to lose it without even noticing. Exercise 1, Calf Activation. Calf activation is one of the most underrated exercises. And at the same time one of the most decisive for a woman's functional aging. The calves work like a peripheral pump that pushes blood back up to the heart. Over the years, and especially after menopause, women over 60 have up to 40% less venous efficiency compared to younger women, which translates into heavier legs, swelling, nighttime cramps, and constant fatigue when walking. But here's what almost nobody tells you. When this pump fails, it doesn't just affect circulation, it also compromises your balance. The calves are key in the fine adjustments of posture, reacting in milliseconds when your body tilts. If they're weak, that system responds too slowly. That's where the unexplained stumbles appear that over time turn into real falls. The data is clear: women over 65 are 67% more likely to suffer a fall than men of the same age. When you raise your heels slowly and hold for a few seconds at the top, you force the muscle to contract in a sustained way, improving muscle strength and endurance. When you lower in a controlled way, you work the eccentric phase, key for joint stability. By repeating this pattern consistently, you train your nervous system to react better to changes in balance. You don't just become stronger, you become more reactive. And that completely changes how you move in your daily life. Exercise 2, Squats. Squats are a direct test of your physical independence. There is a clinical test called the sit-to-stand test. That measures how many times you can get up from a chair without help, because that movement summarizes everything you need to live. Without depending on others: leg strength, hip stability, and coordination. This is especially critical in women over 60, where the loss of strength in the lower body is directly linked to the drop in estrogen, which affects not only the muscle but also bone density. 80% of osteoporosis cases occur in women, and 1 in 3 women over 60 will suffer a fracture related to this condition. Squats strengthen the most important muscles for your daily life: quadriceps, glutes, and hip stabilizers. And they also stimulate bone density, helping to maintain bone mass and reduce the risk of osteoporosis. The uncomfortable truth is this: many women walk every day but can't do even 5 controlled squats. That's a clear sign of loss of functional capacity. If at first you can't do a full squat, start with a chair as a reference, lowering until you touch it and standing back up. That's already enough stimulus. What matters is consistency, because this exercise has an enormous cumulative effect. In just a few weeks, what was once hard becomes automatic. And that's where the real change happens. You don't just get stronger, you recover your autonomy. Exercise 3, Wall Push UPS. Wall push-ups seem too simple to create a real change, and that's exactly the mistake most women make. Because it's not about pushing a wall, it's about reprogramming how your body holds itself up. After menopause, collagen production in women drops by up to 30% in the first 5 years, weakening the postural muscles and causing the body to collapse forward. Drooping shoulders, head forward, hunched back. It's not just aesthetics, it's a sign that your support system is failing. When that happens, your center of gravity shifts, your balance becomes unstable, and walking stops being safe. By pushing against a fixed surface, you activate the chest, shoulders, and deep core, which is the true driver of keeping you upright. Biomechanics studies have shown that this type of exercise improves neuromuscular activation and joint stability, something especially critical in older women where ligament laxity increases after menopause. Women who consistently incorporate this stimulus not only improve their posture within weeks, they also reduce walking fatigue and breathe better, because aligned posture expands the chest cavity and improves oxygenation. Here, quality is what matters, not quantity. Exercise 4, marching in place. Marching in place seems too basic to take seriously. But this movement is a direct tool for reprogramming the neuromotor system of the older woman. The true driver of how you move, how you react, and how stable you are with every step. With age, women don't just lose muscle, they lose intermuscular coordination and nervous system response speed. Studies in aging neurology have shown that after 60, nerve conduction speed in women can decrease by up to 10% per decade. Which means the brain takes longer to send signals and the muscles take longer to carry them out. That's what turns a small stumble into a real fall. By lifting your knees alternately and coordinating arms and legs, you force your brain to work in constant synchronization, activating what in neuroscience is known as cross-pattern movements. This type of stimulation improves neuroplasticity in older women, which is the brain's ability to adapt and reorganize itself. Studies in geriatric rehabilitation have shown that this type of exercise significantly improves coordination, stride length, and overall stability in women over 60. You don't just move better during the exercise, you move better all day long. Exercise 5, lateral leg raises. Lateral leg raises are one of the most overlooked exercises, and at the same time one of the most critical for preventing real falls in older women. 60% of falls in women over 60 happen sideways, in 1 second, without warning. One small stumble, one poorly calculated change of direction, and if the body can't stabilize in that plane, no reaction can prevent it. The star of this exercise is the gluteus medius, the muscle located on the outer side of the hip that keeps the pelvis stable with every step. In women, due to the wider structure of the pelvis, this muscle works at a less favorable angle than in men, making it more prone to weakening and more critical to train. Biomechanics studies have shown that gluteus medius weakness is directly more prevalent in women over 60 than in any other group, and is linked to gait alterations and a higher risk of lateral falls. When you lift your leg to the side slowly, keeping your torso firm, you force the gluteus medius to stabilize. You're training that muscle to respond when you truly need it. The results transfer directly to your daily life. You walk with more confidence, you react better to imbalances, and you reduce that silent fear of falling that many women develop over the years. Exercise 6, glute bridge. The glute bridge seems too simple until you understand what is really happening in the body of a woman over 60 when she does it correctly. We're not just talking about lifting the hips, we're talking about reactivating the glutes and the deep core, two of the most neglected muscle groups after menopause. In women over 60, muscle mass loss in the posterior chain can reach up to 35% compared to levels at age 30. When that happens, the lower back starts to compensate by doing the work the glutes should be doing, generating lower back pain, stiffness, and greater instability in the hips. The glute bridge corrects exactly that pattern by activating the posterior chain in a controlled way. Rehabilitation studies have shown that this exercise improves neuromuscular activation and significantly reduces the load on the lumbar spine in older women. The detail that makes all the difference is the mind-muscle connection. If you simply go up and down without control, you lose much of the benefit. But if you focus on squeezing the glutes and controlling each rep, you maximize muscle activation. There is evidence that holding the top position for a few seconds increases activation and improves muscle endurance in women over 60. Exercise 7, slow mountain climbers. Slow mountain climbers are one of those exercises that seem designed for young athletes. But when performed at a controlled pace, they become one of the most complete tools for the body of a woman over 60. Because in a single movement you are working core stability, hip mobility, and neuromotor coordination all at once. And that is exactly what the body needs at this age. With menopause, the drop in estrogen not only affects muscle and bone, it also reduces the efficiency of the active stabilization system. That mechanism that keeps your spine protected and your pelvis aligned with every movement. When that system fails, the body starts to compensate with tension in the lower back, locked hips, and a higher risk of injury. Slow mountain climbers directly activate the transverse abdominis and the hip stabilizers, the two key muscle groups for maintaining that active protection. By bringing the knee to the chest slowly and in a controlled way, you force the body to hold the position without losing alignment. Training not just strength but body awareness. That kind of control is what prevents the compensations that over time lead to chronic pain. Studies in functional rehabilitation have shown that dynamic stabilization exercises like this one significantly improve lumbopelvic control in women over 60, reducing the incidence of lower back pain and improving overall movement efficiency. Start with slow reps and increase progressively. Speed is never the goal here. Control is. Exercise 8, Jump Rope. Jump rope might seem like an exercise from the past, something for the school playground. But the science is clear. Controlled impact is one of the most powerful stimuli for maintaining bone density in women over 60. Every time the foot contacts the ground, a mechanical signal is sent to the bone that triggers bone formation. And that stimulus is irreplaceable, because neither walking nor swimming generates it with the same intensity. Important notice: before adding jump rope to your routine, consult your doctor. This exercise involves joint impact and is not suitable for all women, especially if there is advanced osteoporosis, or knee, hip, or ankle issues. Your healthcare professional is best placed to tell you whether it is safe for your specific situation. If you get the green light, start with very short sets, between 10 and 15 jumps, and prioritize footwear with good cushioning and a surface that absorbs impact. The goal is not cardio or speed, it is bone stimulus. Studies in osteology have shown that moderate impact training can slow the loss of bone mineral density in postmenopausal women more effectively than low-impact exercise. Even brief and progressive sets generate a real osteogenic response. Here, less is more. A few reps with maximum control are worth more than minutes without awareness. Exercise 9, Step Up. The step up is one of the most direct functional movements that exists, because it replicates exactly what your body needs to do dozens of times a day: climbing a step, stepping onto a curb, overcoming a change in level. It seems simple, but executing it correctly demands strength in the quadriceps and glutes, stability in the knee, and control in the ankle, all at the same time. In women over 60, weakness in the lower body does not show up first at the gym. It shows up in that moment of hesitation before climbing a step, in the instinctive reach for a wall or a handrail. That is a sign that unilateral strength, the kind that works one leg at a time, is declining. And the step-up trains exactly that capacity. By placing one foot on the step and pushing with that leg to lift the whole body, you work the quadriceps, gluteus maximus, and gluteus medius in a coordinated way, while also forcing the nervous system to manage balance on an unstable plane. Studies in geriatric physical therapy have shown that unilateral leg training significantly improves functional autonomy and reduces the risk of falls in older women. Start with a low step, with no added load. Go up slowly, come down even more slowly. The lowering phase is where most of the real work happens. Exercise 10, Lunges. Lunges are one of the most complete exercises for the lower body, and at the same time one of the most avoided by women over 60 out of fear for their knees. That fear makes sense, because a poorly executed lunge can create joint stress. But a well-done lunge is exactly the opposite. It protects the knee by strengthening the muscles that support it. After menopause, the loss of muscle mass in the quadriceps and glutes directly increases the load on the articular cartilage of the knee. In other words, a weak muscle transfers more pressure to the bone. Lunges reverse that process by strengthening the muscles that act as shock absorbers for the joint. The key is in the execution: front knee aligned over the foot, torso upright, controlled descent. It's not about reaching the floor, it's about controlling the lowering. By working in an asymmetrical pattern, lunges also train balance and lateral stabilization, two capacities that deteriorate at an accelerated rate after menopause. Studies in aging biomechanics have shown that unilateral strength training with a lunge pattern improves dynamic stability and the ability to respond to balance disturbances in older women. If you feel unsteady at first, use a chair or a wall for support. With weeks of consistent practice, that support will no longer be necessary. And that is where you will see the real change in how you move every day. What you just saw is a system designed to target the exact points where a woman's body starts to fail after 60. Wall push-ups correct posture by compensating for the collagen loss after menopause. Calf raises reactivate circulation and reduce that 67% higher risk of falling. Marching in place reconnects the brain with the body by improving nerve speed. Squats rebuild the base strength and protect the bones against osteoporosis. The glute bridge protects the lower back. and lateral raises strengthen that gluteus medius. That is more vulnerable in women due to the structure of their pelvis. Your body didn't weaken because of age, it weakened from lack of stimulus. And that's great news, because it means you can still change it. You don't need hours, you don't need equipment, you don't need to wait until you feel pain to take action. You've already seen what truly works for the body of a woman over 60. Now the difference is not in knowing it, it's in doing it. Now it's up to you. If you made it this far, write in the comments "I start today." Not as cheap motivation, but as a real commitment. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and save this routine. Because if you don't apply it, it means nothing. And if you know a woman who is losing mobility without realizing it, send her this video. Sometimes all someone needs is to be shown the right path.